Hello everybody, what's up? Dennis Allen here. Whoa. It is September 11th, 2018, and I did a podcast today um, about my experience at during September 11th, and so I thought I'd shoot a video out here. This is, I don't want to say directly the result of September 11th, but maybe September 11th was a start to me switching over to a different type of lifestyle than I had before. You know, hanging out with celebrities and doing crazy things in New York City, and you know, just that whole crazy lifestyle. You know, caring about the wrong things, caring what people think about you more than what you think about yourself. You know, that's a big problem these days. You know, caring what other people think. So I just wanted to share the experience. You know, I never really talked about it here on the YouTubes. Like everything on this YouTube channel, it's kind of set up for my daughter when I'm dead. She'll probably watch these now. I'm sure she doesn't. She's you know, an 18-year-old girl doing her 19-year-old things. Probably, you know, reading a lot. So yeah, September 11th, 2001. Yeah, my daughter was born February. So a lot of things changed for my life during that time. In my life, a lot of changes happened. I guess 2000, I don't know, 2000 or 2001. And oh, so I guess I started working for Verizon 2000. I don't know what the time frame is, but it's all about the same time. You get what I'm saying? That I had a daughter. I went from literally thinking about robbing a you know, liquor store or something. You know, isn't that what you do? Because I needed money that bad. You know, I had, you know, side hustles and things, but you know, I don't know. I guess maybe looking for an easy way. I don't know what I was looking for. You know, I never did it. All my crimes that I've committed in my life, they didn't really do anything to hurt people. You know, I mean, I guess if I got into a fight with you, I probably did hurt you. But besides that, you know, I did never wanted to hurt anybody, or, you know, like stole stuff from people, things like that. You know. But how did I get on this tangent, this sidetrack? Oh, so a lot of changes in my life around the early 2000s, and then you know, so I finally get a job with Verizon Wireless. I'm living this crazy life, and September 10th, 2001, my very beautiful girlfriend, Michelle Ang, I'm sure there's a million of them out there, she came to Elizabeth with me. She was just buying a part of a condo or co-op, I guess, in Lower Manhattan, in Chinatown. She was Chinese, so that's not why she was buying in Chinatown. I mean, I guess it kind of was, you know, near your community. She'd grown up there. Anyway, she just bought something, and the view from, I forget what floor it was to Twin Towers. So that was happening at the time. And, you know, we were serious. She was hanging out with my daughter, stuff like that. Sitting on a rock on an electric fence. So if I get zapped, that'll be why. Or if you hear some weird noises. So she comes home to Elizabeth with me. I was still living in Elizabeth at that time. I had not moved to Jersey City yet. So September 11th rolls around. We both have to go to work in Manhattan. She worked in Lower Manhattan, and I worked Upper Manhattan, 57th and 6th Avenue. I just got promoted to a senior sales manager, so now the money was really coming in. And so we get on the train. I used to take the train from Elizabeth to Penn Station. That's on 34th Street, for y'all who don't know. So it's kind of midtown Manhattan. 34th Street is kind of like the armpit of New York City. I don't think it was live yet. He's gopher hunting. I'm sure there's a gopher hole. So where's the gopher? Where's the gopher? Where is he? Where's the gopher? Where's the gopher? Go get him. Go get him. Anyway, so we were taking the train. It was, I think, me, her, and the guy at the window seat, and we're driving, and you could see, you know, the windows over here, and looking that way is that way would be Manhattan, so you could always see it. You know, you're coming in to Midtown, Manhattan's over there, and I look and I peep. I guess I shouldn't make funny things about this one. Yeah, I guess I'm not gonna try. I'll try not to be a clown. It's hard, but so I see the Twin Towers, and there was a poof. Like, so say if my head was a tower, it'd be a poof, like right here. No, well, this is a top, this is a tower. So it was like right here, I guess the first plane, maybe it was on the other. It was, I don't know, somewhere, I think it was on the left side. So I guess that would be the North Towers hit first. So, you know, people were looking at it and like, oh, what's going on? And the guy next to us, he said, oh, it's probably just a fire. Oh, he said that because I was saying that looks like a bomb or something, you know, because a fire would, or an explosion. I didn't say bomb. There was no thought of anybody blowing up New York City at the time. So I thought it was some kind of explosion. Who knows? I mean, my neighbors in Jersey City, across the street from me, are the ones that tried to blow up the first time they tried to blow up the World Trade Center. I didn't live there or anything at the time, but when I bought the place in Jersey City, I found out that the first bombers lived across the street. Anyway, that's Jersey City, folks. So we're going in, and you know, the whole way we're just watching it, you know, the smoke, you know, the poof was here and then it's blowing up, and I think it was, you know, then going this way, because I think the wind was blowing downtown, because I remember, you know, we were uptown. If, you know, we didn't get the smoke blowing in to Manhattan, it was all blowing towards Staten Island, Brooklyn. I think more towards Staten Island, I don't remember. It wasn't really coming to Jersey. So we pull into Penn Station, like no idea what's going on. 2001, we didn't have cell phones. Yeah, we didn't have cell phones, so we weren't able to ask the Google. The Google wasn't even born yet. I don't know, maybe he was born. He might have been born. I don't know the time frame of things. Yeah, we had computers then. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I don't remember anything about a cell phone. 2001, yeah, no cell phone, no smartphones. I mean, I was probably one of the first people to have a smartphone because of what I was doing. So, no cell phone. We get out of the train. She needed to get some money before I go to work. My plan was to go uptown. She was going to go downtown, have a nice day, maybe have a pancake after work. She's getting money out of the ATM. This was right in, right outside of Penn Station. And I'm watching the TV, and you know, they're saying that an airplane had crashed into one of the Twin Towers, but that kind of happens a lot, you know. Pilots, I think this was after September 11th or maybe before. One of the Yankees, that's the baseball team for y'all don't know, he crashed into the Twin Towers. Look at the cows. Where are they? I know there's cows over there anyway. I'll stand right here. There's Round Top. That's what the natives called it. Round Top Mountain. So, not thinking of anything too malicious or anything happening, but as we're sitting there, what the heck is this? Oh, it's like a black and yellow ladybug. Maybe that's a dude bug. As we're sitting there, another plane hits, and by the explosion size, you could tell that it was big. There was no footage of the first one hitting it, you know, because it just happened. It was like minutes ago. I don't know what the time frame was from the second one. Could have been 10 minutes maybe, you know, depending on how close we were into Manhattan. Second one hits, you see a huge explosion because all the cameras, every station's on it. Whoa, I don't want to walk into an electric fence. That's when it kind of hit me like, oh snap, booty slap. Don't be a jerk, Dennis, or stupid. Realize that something malicious was now happening, you know, because 2 accidental crashes into the World Trade Centers don't happen at the same time. So at this point, I was worried. I was probably early to work or something, or I guess I had a position where I didn't really, if I was late, nobody would really care. But, or just the fact that an airplane, you know, we were under attack, said, I don't care, Verizon. So that's probably what happened. But I decided to go downtown with her to her job. I was supposed to run towards the fire, right? As we get on the subway, we go maybe a couple stops, and they shut down all the subway systems, all the mass transit, just whoosh, get out, walk. Some people, oh, that was something else. Yeah, so we had to get out, and yeah, I guess people that were in the station when it happened. But anyway, we had to get out, and we started walking. And we're walking downtown, and just everyone's flipping out now because we're, you know, we heard what happened, and we just got to the subway. So that was it. I think there was actually some time that we were stuck in the subway before they would even let us out. That's how they like to roll. Keep you in suspense, you know what I'm saying? When we get out of the subway, the people are talking, and, you know, the scariest part you're hearing is that there's anthrax. That there was anthrax in the airplanes, and, you know, we could smell the fire, you know, so what's going on now? Or, you know, if we're gonna die, there's nothing I can do about it because I'm already here. I didn't know that already. So we walked down town more, I don't remember how many blocks. I think she was, I don't know, somewhere 9th Street or 14th Street or somewhere around there. And what is it? You see him? It's Eddie Murphy. So, my rock collection. I like to rock and roll sometimes, folks. So we walked down to her office. It was in one of the, you know, they're all skyscrapers, I guess, or, you know, tall buildings. And we get up there, and of course everybody's at the window, or at the windows where you could see the event. So we're standing there, and, you know, looking like at the towers, like, you know, maybe, I mean, they were maybe that, no, not that close. Like if we were at the window, you know, they maybe look like that big, you know. They were massive, you know, and they were close, and we were high up looking at them straight on. You know, you can't watch the whole day, you know, we run back to the office and do other things. So I I didn't see the first tower fall, but you know, right when it fell, you know, we heard screaming, so we ran to, I guess, see what was going on, and there's a lot of praying mantis here, a whole lot. So we went to see what was going on, and what had happened is the first tower had fallen. By the time we got there, you know, we didn't see it falling, but we did see smoke all over the place. You know, because it's just big, you know, dust cloud. And by the time we got there, then the second one fell, and you know, you're looking at buckling buildings. You know, it's like this, and it's like in slow motion because it's so big and you're so close. It's, you know, and as it's going like that, you know, it's like glass. You know, you see shattering glass. You know, things like that. Other things coming out of the windows and just crumbling. Like, you just see this huge, massive thing that you've grown up with. You know. Growing up, we'd always draw all the skyline, you know, all over the place, graffiti, not graffiti, but, you know, like, you know, whatever style. And, you know, you've drawn it your whole life. It was always, you know, that or the World Empire State Building is what you noticed when you first come in. Well, my view wasn't of the Twin Towers, so I didn't live in Jersey City, but I did see the new Twin Tower, or single tower. They should have rebuilt it, you know. That's one thing Trump said, that I agree with. When they happened, he was very for rebuilding them, you know, as the same. This is before, obviously, he was a president, but he was a New Yorker and he had a big mouth. So I agree with him there, but everything else, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, so the second one fell. At this point, you know, we know that there's other attacks and things like that. Do you like my telephone pole? I installed this telephone pole. This was a beam at the Ingle Bean. I dug a hole, compacted rock in there. It's like a solid as a rock. My hammock, I did it for the hammock. It's nice, sleep in here. Maybe I'll sit here for a bit. So, whoa! Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to be an ass. So, you know, the only thing we have to do now is just get out of Dodge. You know, it's two buildings have falling down. They're talking about blowing up another building. I think that was later on in the day. But, you know, we want to get out of there. So what are we going to do at an office now? You know, all of Manhattan is in chaos, you know. So we leave our office and we're going to try to get back up to Penn Station, because that's where we were heading, you know, heading back to my house. She was living in, I think, Long Island at the time. I don't know if she was living. Maybe, yeah, I think Long Island. So we get out and there's just tons of people with, you know, the schmut on their bodies. Terrible feeling. You just see people crying and just, you know, emergency vehicles just kept flooding in. You know, it's like every fire department, every police department from around the country, not right, well, whatever, you know what I'm talking about, ran to it. You know, that's what firefighters and police do, you know. I like to give police a hard time, you know, because they give people a hard time, but, you know, those guys run to those situations, you know, so, you know, you got to thank them for that, because they are protecting you. You know, there's good and bad to everybody, so. We're leaving. we're walking uptown. They're saying that the trains aren't running. We get to Times Square, and imagine all these goldenrod yellow things here are just people. I mean, we're just like squished in the streets trying to get into Penn Station. You know, F-16s like, you know, flying above and zoom, zoom all over. It's, you know, crazy. It was literally a crazy day. So we finally get there, and we were staying there for a while, and so they start letting people leave Manhattan. We literally are on the first train out of New York City, leaving Penn Station, 34th Street, and you know, you're thinking, are we gonna get attacked now? You know, they're bombing the Pentagon, they're bombing, you know, airplanes crashing all over, and one right here in Pennsylvania. I did go see the memorial. There's a YouTube video. Yeah. But it's scary, you know. You're thinking, like, if this is gonna be a perfect time for them to put a bomb in the tunnel and flood the tunnels, and now, you know, instead of 2,000, it was a 2,000, 3,000, I think 2,000 people died. You know, they could probably get another 500, or, you know. So didn't happen. We made it home. Everything was good. It was safe. I guess I did watch that day of the news, so I did see pretty much the same thing that people have been repeating over and over and over, the event. You know, every time you watch, I don't watch it on TV. I can't watch it. I said, I was telling a story on the podcast that you want to see something really cute? There's a monkey. My shed has turned into a cat storage. I'm the crazy cat guy. Those little baby monkeys, they're on sale. Facebook them. $500 each. Anyway. Oh, monkey got out. Monkey, you gotta stay in there so she doesn't get pregnant again. My kitten got kittens. You gotta get them fixed fast, because they... So, I don't know. There was a time we were... my ex and I, we went to... where did we go? We didn't go anywhere. We, what did we do? Oh, we were taking Manhattan. Oh, she had bought the house. And, you know, after a day or so of, you know, watching the news, maybe not, I probably just watched it for an hour just to figure out what's going on. You know, they blew up that other World Trade Center building. I remember, you know, them saying they're going to blow that up because it's unstable. And so we're taking a cab downtown. You know, she lived, I guess, east of the World Trade Center. But the cabbie, for some reason, made a right, which was wrong. And it went right to that section of the building where you see like the biggest section that was standing. So all you saw was a, you know, huge, like, you know, corner of a building with rubble, like kind of like this. Like, say this is ground level, this is like, you know, 10 stories, this is 20 stories tall. You know, empty building, broken glass, and then just, you know, from it's just, you know, rubble. I mean, and people. There's people in there. You know, that's crazy. That many people died that one day. Having to deal with that in Verizon at the time, I always wanted to do that. Throw up the sneakers. We used to do that in the city, but I didn't have any telephone poles here, so I made a telephone line. But tree stand. I'm gonna go sit up there. It's nice up here. So dealing with hundreds of people having to cancel contracts and, you know, trying to get their dad's voicemail or their husband's, or hearing the stories of people that survived. You know, I remember one guy came in and he was working for, you know, one of the broker firms, and he was on a floor that was just totally demolished. You know, he saw half of his coworkers just wiped out in one swoop of a moment, you know. Yep. Life is short, people. You know, that's one of the reasons why I'm out here, you know. That, you know, just the regret of my grandfather never getting to live out his retirement in honor of Poppy, the Wings. He flew B-17s. But life is short, you know. You better live it. You better love it right now. You know, a lot of rich people died in that day. I guess everybody working in the World Trade Center, for the most part, even janitors, were make good money. You know, you had a comfortable life. You had something, you know, and the next day, nothing. You don't have anything. It's all gone. It's all taken away. For what? That's another podcast. You know, who knows what the story is about, you know, September 11th, why they did it, who did it, you know. But, yeah. The trauma of that is pretty intense. Can't watch that stuff. Talking about it during a podcast today, telling Joe the story. You know, I've told the story a couple of times to, you know, a few people. But I thought I'd share it. You know, it's been, I think, 18 years. It's crazy how time flies, you know. But there was a lot of, you know, the city, New York City, at after 9/11 was very, you know, we all pulled together. Every time I get emotional easily. There's a cord, that thing's, I forgot, it moves. I don't want to fall down. Every time emergency vehicles drove by, you know, just literally everybody on the street or people inside of buildings would come out and cheer, you know. See, I don't know how I get choked up with stuff like this, but I do. It's nice. It's really great seeing, you know, the energy of people. It's hard to keep filming. The energy of people getting together and working together. I guess that's the beauty of it, you know. Just seeing all those people love at the same time is just, it's kind of the same emotion I get at a concert, you know. It's like a happy emotion, you know. It's sombering. It's at for a bad reason, but the experience of thousands of people just walking around in New York City, cheering for police and firemen and ambulance, just everybody. The only people driving downtown after that were, you know, emergency people. So if there was a car, you know, if it had a light on it or something, they were heroes. I hope I have the cojones to post this. I don't know if I will. Good. Yeah. You know, imagine if this entire world worked together like that. What we could accomplish as a planet, as a species. You know, instead of a species that does shit like this to the planet. Big holes in the ground. Destroying. I don't know. people abusing dogs like this. Can you imagine having a little baby? Eddie Murphy beating him? It's crazy. I don't know, I guess I'm gonna wrap up. Maybe I'll post this. I don't know. Life is too short, you know. Everything that you do should be with love and, you know, for the right reason. Anything that I do in my life that isn't for the right reason, it hurts me. It really does. Because I've learned so much in life, and I appreciate so much of life, you know. I was a little shithead growing up. And now, you can see the clothesline over there. I used a hose from the Ingleby. I have a very amazing life, you know, and it's great that it could happen, you know. And I did it because I didn't want to have those regrets. You know, I gave up, you know, on books, you know, I made it in life. I had the perfect job. I made a lot of money. I had a perfect view. This is a little bit better, you know. And for what? So I could just work myself to death. If I don't die before I retire, you know what? Just be old and end up in an old age home because I ate crappy food and lived a typical, you know, I don't know, typical consumption diet, you know, just junk food, you know, processed stuff. But that's why I'm here, grow my own food, live my own life, write my own destiny, you know. I don't have much. I live in a freaking, I don't live in that. That would be illegal. I live next door. But I have a shed that is an Airstream in front of all this beauty, you know, in front of mountains. I have pumpkins growing out of the ground. Look at that. That's just from compost. I threw some compost over there. And now it's a pumpkin patch. I mean, alright, that's pretty much it. So that's what happened September 11th. 2001. And today is September 11th,